Hi, friends. Welcome back. The sun is bright here today, the day after Thanksgiving in sunny California. This is not exactly what I would call winter weather. It's more like fall. We get some days up in the higher 60s. Today it's like 70, 71, and then some days it goes down to like 65. So I think I would still call that our fall weather. Um, am I going to have some videos coming at you? I have received two, three self-published decks so far, and I think I have another one on the way. I have all kinds of goodies coming. But what I want to talk to you about today is this, the Siddhartha Tarot. Now, I don't usually review mass market decks, but I wanted to review this one because this is an out of the ordinary tarot. This is not your stereotypical RWS. And I wanted to get it out there to folks that if you're not Buddhist, you may have some trouble with this deck, even if you are Buddhist. This is produced by Scarabeo, and it's got all the usual stuff. It's a gorgeous deck, and I'm going to show you that in a minute. But it is based on Tibetan Buddhism, and the artwork reflects that. So let's get into it. Of course, usual Scarabeo tuck box, nothing to write home about. Usual advert, the usual top card introducing the tarot, and then look at the backs. I love the backs. Oh, I wish I could do something about that glare. We'll work on it. Anyway, I love the back. So then you have the usual little white book with all the various languages. I need words today, apparently. They have one spread in the back, which is a mandala reading spread, and English goes up to page 26. So as I was saying, this is based on Tibetan Buddhism, and you still have the major arcana and the minor arcana. You still have the four suits, but there's some changes. Namely, let's see, first of all, they are based on the 5 families of Buddhism. That's one. Where is it about the minors? In the minor arcana, they have swords. Is it swords as fire? No, they have cups as fire. And wait a minute. Yeah, they have cups as fire, and they have wands as water. So that's another switch with the elements. So yeah, in this deck, cups are fire and wands are water. So there's that. They have a lot of information. So when you get the major arcana here, they show you the color, the element, the symbol, the mantra, and the cardinal point. They also do that with the minors like this. You can see the color pentacles, the color is yellow, the element is earth, and all of this information here. Um, and then it says seed theme 2 to 10 are the great masters. Again, the great masters in Buddhism. I've gone through the book, and the definitions or the meanings of the cards do have some RWS, but there's also a bit of a Buddhist flavor thrown into the cards. So again, it's not your stereotypical RWS deck. This is very much, I think, its own thing. So let me show you the cards, and you'll see what I mean. One more time, these are the backs. And then here is the Fool. And so you see, it's very Buddhist. There is nothing RWS about this unless you're familiar with the meanings already, or you use the book to become familiar with the readings. For this card, the book says, hold on a second. So this is Varochana, the Great Enlightener. And it says divine energy, long walk, fantasy, liberation, pilgrimage, vitality, freedom, begging, nomadism, need to act, energy, liberation, or escape. So there's a lot of extra in this card that isn't in your basic RWS. And all the cards are like this. So here is the Fool. This is the Magician. Now, I am a Zen Buddhist, but so not Tibetan. So I am not familiar with the Tibetan families of Buddhism, but this deck is definitely going to broaden my horizon a bit. The artwork, I think, is beautiful, absolutely stunning. I love the pastel colors. Of course, the Hierophant is Buddha himself. I love the color. Ooh, this is warning, sex warning. So that's the Lovers. And then we have the Chariot with the dragon. So yes, I wanted to give you a sneak peek of this deck because it is very different. It's not your typical tarot. I, as a Buddhist, was looking forward to this deck because I didn't know what it would hold, other than Siddhartha is the Buddha, and the Buddha is at the center of Buddhism for the different variations. So yeah, I wasn't sure, and there were no pictures of the deck available prior to its distribution. So there was no way to see any of the cards. So I ordered it. I'm saying so a lot, I noticed today. Anyway, enjoy the cards. I love the artwork. I think it's beautiful. I think if you're a Tibetan Buddhist, you are going to get a whole lot out of this deck. For me, I don't know. I'm going to work with the deck and perhaps broaden my horizons in understanding Tibetan Buddhism a bit more. There are overlays in the different schools of Buddhism. Not all, but the funny thing is honestly, if this is the way it was put to me, the way you think about it, Zen Soto Zen Buddhism is the most stripped down version of Buddhism. They've taken away all the pomp and circumstance and a lot of the ceremony, and our focus is zazen. Our focus is meditation. It's the meditation that we do on a daily basis. That's where our focus is. Tibetan Buddhism is one of the most complicated forms of Buddhism. There are various ways to meditate. There are lots of different and complicated ceremonies. There are musical instruments. Again, this deck talks about the 5 Dhyani Buddha families. There's a lot more to Tibetan Buddhism. Now, I do want to say, I'm not saying that one is better than the other. Not the case. Not the case. I am just trying to point out the difference between the Zen I practice and the Buddhism that is depicted in these cards. So you understand the differences of these of this deck. So yeah. I think Buddhism is beautiful in all its many forms, and at the heart of all the schools of Buddhism, it's the same, and it's the study of the self. So here we go, 5 of Cups. And you get the cups with the fire masks. Again, I think the artwork is absolutely gorgeous. I love the pastel. I don't know why they chose pastel, but I love it. This is the 9 of Cups, which is like Buddha being tempted by all the terrible things as he meditated under the Bodhi tree. And of course, I think the 10 is his enlightenment. Then we have the Page of Cups. The Queen, or the Knight, rather. The Queen. And then the King. So I would love to hear your thoughts on this. If you are Buddhist, please let me know what you do and don't like maybe about the deck. Are you interested? Are you going to get the deck? Maybe, test and see if the Buddhist path is for you. Yeah, let me know what you are thinking. I am thinking I'm going to use this deck and maybe kind of broaden my horizons. We'll see. But it's definitely not for a newbie. It's not for someone who's looking to read RWS or Marseille because, that was the other thing that reminded me of Marseille, is that the strength is 11 and justice is 8. So they do have this set up in the Marseille style for the major arcana. So that is true. But I don't see any definitions. So there's the King. On to the Ace of Wands, which is blue for water. I will admit some of the illustrations do look very RWS, but a lot of them don't. This one does. I think this looks like victory, but anyway, this is the deck and I want to show it to you. I don't have much more that I can say about it. I do know there was very little advertising about it. I did not see a lot of advertisement. I just happened to be doing my usual shopping over at Llewellyn. Love Llewellyn, especially when they have their 35% off sales, which they do happen to have today. Last suit, our suit of swords. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Almost there. Page. The Knight. The Queen. And the King of Swords. All right, friends, there you have it. That is the Siddhartha Tarot. Let me know what you think and have fun. I am going to enjoy getting to know this deck better, and I will see you very soon for another one.